Russia's economy might look good at first. The numbers show it's growing. The government brags about how well it's doing. But this good news isn't real. It's like a thin cover hiding big problems. The truth is, Russia's economy is shaky. The war in Ukraine is hurting. Sanctions are pinching. The future is uncertain. This is a story of growth that can't last, hidden costs, and a country at a turning point. What's making it seem like things are growing? It's not good things like new ideas and investments. Instead, it's the government spending lots of money, mostly on the military. This creates jobs, but it won't last. It's like eating too much candy, a quick burst of energy that will wear off and leave you feeling bad. Regular Russians feel this difference every day. While the government talks about amazing economic success, they see prices going up. Their retirement money doesn't buy as much. The good life the Kremlin promised seems further away. And that difference between what the government says and what people experience is dangerous. This war-fueled growth is a gamble. And like all gambles, it's risky. Risks that Russia and its people can't afford. Let's talk about the military, the heart of Russia's current economic activity. Factories are working all the time. Tanks, missiles, ammunition, they keep making them. This is good news if you make war supplies. Not so much if you're a teacher, a doctor, or anyone else who needs a normal, peaceful economy. See, when a government spends billions on weapons, other things lose out. Things like schools, hospitals, and roads, they don't get enough money. It's like choosing between guns and food, and right now guns are winning. This makes the economy depend on war. Every tank, every bullet, every soldier's paycheck, they all make it seem like things are good. But it's a trick. What happens when the war ends? What happens when the money runs out? The answer isn't good. Underneath, Russia's economy is falling apart. Remember the worker shortage? It's getting worse. Factories need workers, but there aren't enough. Why? Because many possible workers are dead in Ukraine, and the workers who are left want more money. Prices are going way up, everything costs more, people need more money just to live. This makes it hard for businesses. They can't afford to pay more, but they also can't afford to lose workers. This is a big problem. Then there's the problem of less stuff being made. Remember all those factories making weapons? They're slowing down. Why? Because they can't get the parts they need. Sanctions mean Russia can't buy the high-tech parts needed for modern weapons from other countries. They're trying to use what they have, but it won't work for long. The problems are starting to show, and they're going to get worse. Section 4, the price of isolation. Sanctions are a big problem. They're like that unwanted guest who eats all your food, drinks all your drinks, and won't stop singing karaoke. Except here, the unwanted guest is the entire Western world, and the party is the Russian economy. Remember the good prices Russia used to get for its oil and gas? Those are gone. Russia isn't making as much money from oil and gas, partly because of those sanctions. And it's not just energy. From coal to wood to valuable metals, it's harder for Russia to sell things to other countries. This is what happens when you invade another country and do terrible things. You get left out. The world's economy is all connected, and Russia tore a big hole in it. Now, they're trying to fix it with bad tools and wishful thinking. It's not working. Section 5, a nation divided. Russia has many different regions, and they're not all the same. Some are doing okay, others are having a hard time, and the difference between the rich and the poor is getting bigger. Remember all that talk about higher pay? It's mostly in the regions with lots of military stuff. That's because that's where the government is spending money. But what about the rest of Russia? What about the teachers, the doctors, the store owners who aren't making weapons? They're being left behind. And to make things worse, everything costs more everywhere. Food, gas, rent, it's all more expensive. This is hurting the poorest Russians the most. They were already struggling. Now it's even harder. This difference between rich and poor is dangerous. When people feel like the system is unfair, they get mad, and when people get mad, they do unexpected things. Just saying.